Kana Hobnobby relatives, Mimbi Wata Hushka Opi Miha. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see on the screen, I have the channel pulled up. Opi Miha, Saponi-Catawba Nation. When you come to the channel, please subscribe. Also like the videos. And as always, relatives, much appreciation. All right, relatives. So today I wanted to go over a few different things, mainly court judgment records back in Maryland. And what I'm going to do is hit some different counties, depending on how long the video goes. I may do a separate part series on this. But what I want you to do, as always, I want you to dodge all hijacks. Also want you to understand and overstand what I'm reading, okay? So within all this, these court records, as always, there's going to be some gems that we can pull out of these, okay? So again, understand what I'm reading. Eat the meat, spit out the bones, as always, and dodge all hijacks. Okay, so again, this is the court records I'm going to be reading are for Maryland. Depending on time, we'll see how far we get on these. Don't want to keep these videos too long, so let's get into it. So first we're going to do Talbot County Court Judgment Records 1686 to 1748. So it says Judgment Record 1686, 1689, 1692, Chattel Record 1689, 1692, March 16, 1685 to 86, page 68, presentment to the grand jury by Daniel Jorgensen, Constable of the Island 100. Mrs. Downs, servant woman, is delivered of a bastard child by a Negro, as I am informed. November 15th, 1687, page 173. Eliza Vincent, servant to James Downs, being presented by the grand jury for bearing a bastard child and being brought before the court for the same upon her oath declares Negro Guy, servant to the said James Downs, is the true father thereof, ordered by the court that the aforesaid Negro Guy served the said James Downs 2 years for getting of a bastard child on the body of Eliza Vincent. So just from that paragraph, my understanding of what I'm reading, Eliza Vincent, who's a servant, was impregnated by Negro Guy, who also is a servant, and for him getting her pregnant, he got 2 extra years to serve James Downs. Okay. Next, it says it is ordered by the court that Barbara Vincent, the illegitimate child of Eliza Vincent, live with James Downs until she arrives at 1 and 20 years of age. So Barbara Vincent, who's the child of Eliza Vincent and Negro Guy, she has to stay with James Downs, who these two people work for, till she's 20 years of age. Okay, let's keep it going. Page 320. These are to certify whom it may concern that Negro Guy, so that's the father we've been talking about, is a freeman, as witness my hand and sealed the 2nd day of May, Anno Domini 1690, James Downs. Okay, so the gems that I pulled out of this is that Negro Guy only had to, so these people are supposed, so we were, these people were supposed to have been slaves back then. And this is in the 1600s, and he only had to serve or work 2 more years for James Downs for getting this woman pregnant. And it also states that he is a freeman. Interesting. All right, we're gonna keep it moving to the rest of these cases here. Judgment Record 1696 to 1698. Liber AB 8, pages 1 to 798, CR 78569. November 17, 1696. Page 3, Susanna Nutwell, her appearance. June 15, 1697, page 269. Margaret Naylor for a bastard child. Father White, 25 lashes. March 15, 1697 to 8. Page 524, Greenwich, formerly Negro of Thomas Marcher, now living on Kent Island, and Jane Shore of ye same island, ye daughter of William Shore, for having carnal copulation with one another, which fact was committed last October 1697. Again, these are court records for Maryland, Talbot County, and it basically, and all this seems to be talking about American Indian people, and looks like white people relations, because that's usually when they made them go to court for this stuff. All right. Judgment Record 1699, Liber WW number 1, June 20th, 1699. Formerly Negro of Thomas Marsh, now living on Kent Island in Talbot County, planter, within the jurisdiction of this court, and Jane Shore of ye fear of God before them, not having on 7 9th October 1697, and at several times and days as well before as after at Kent Island in Talbot County, aforesaid, incontinently and libidinously together did and now do live, and carnal knowledge of ye bodies of each other have had to ye great dishonor. Okay, so it sounds like these people had to go to court because they were having sex with each other. All right, let's keep it moving. March 11, 1698 to 9, page 37. Thomas Marsh, Constable of Kent Island, Lower Hundred. Page 49. Greenwich, a Negro, together with Richard Kempton, his surety, and became bond unto our sovereign Lord ye King, aforesaid Greenwich, in ye sum of £2,000, and Richard Kempton, £1,000 for appearance. All right, Judgment Record 1705 to 1706, Liber RF number 10. Judgment Record 1706 to 1708, MDHR 9736-2. Page 5. Ordered by ye court here that John Comey, a poor old Negro, be allowed at ye next laying of ye county levy ye sum of £600 of tobacco for the payment of a fine due from said John Comey to ye county, etc. Okay. Next, August 19th, 1707, page 266 to 67. Mary Gorman of Talbot County, a single woman servant to Paul Martin, on the 10th day of January in the year 1705, and at divers other times as well before as since at Treadhaven 100, commit fornication with a certain Negro, and did permit the said Negro to have carnal knowledge of her body, and to beget her, the said Mary, with child, to the high displeasure of Almighty God. And now, this day, to wit, the September 16, 1707, the said Mary Gorman confessed the fact, and declares upon oath that a certain Negro named Toby, and then we're going to see his actual name here in a second, enslaved to Thomas Martin was ye father, 30 lashes, said Mary, on February 20th, 1706, and divers days and times, Talbot, 30 lashes, well laid on till ye blood appear. Likewise further ordered that ye said Mary Gorman do serve her master after ye expiration of 1 whole years in satisfaction of ye damage which her said master hath sustained. Child sold unto her said master for 700 pounds of tobacco. All right, let's keep it moving. We got March 16th to the 19th, 1707/08, page 418. The Queen against Catherine Langton, now servant to Richard Cooper. Catherine Langston of Talbot County, spinster, servant to John Barker, May 10th, 1707, and at divers other times as well did commit fornication, and did suffer and permit herself to be begotten with child by Negro Paul. A certain Negro slave of ye John Barker confesses ye fact and declares upon oath that a certain Hugh Hutchins was ye father. Ye March 16, 1707/8, 30 lashes Hugh Hutchins, Henry Bailey, his security for his appearance. Okay. Page 419, Queen versus Negro Toby. June 10, 1705, and divers other times fornication with Mary Gorman, a lewd woman, did beget with child, 25 lashes. June 15th to June 18, 1708, page 481, the Queen versus Hugh Hutchins. Catherine Langton says he is not guilty. Guilty, 25 lashes. Okay, keep it moving. Judgment record 1714, 1717, Lieber FT number 1, November 6, 1716. Page 147, ordered by the court that a certain Negro Park to pay him for the future at the rate of 500 pounds of tobacco p annum for keeping a poor old Negro woman called Bess, who formerly lived at Captain John Sherwood's. A mulatto girl named Betty, born to a servant woman belonging to Ann Davis called Elizabeth Maine, is by the court her bound unto Thomas Price until she arrives to 31, being now 5 months old, he, the said Thomas Payne, paying to this county 495 pounds tobacco. William Heath, a mulatto boy born of Mary Heath, is by court her bound unto the said Thomas Price until he arrives to 31 years of age, he being now 10 months old. So we're seeing a theme here. Okay. Mary Turner, a mulatto girl born of Mary Turner's servant to Robert Hopkins, is by court here bound until William Cleland until she arrives to the age of 31 years, she being a year old the 7th of September last. And likewise another mulatto girl born of the same woman is by the court here bound unto the said William Cleland till she arrives to 31 years of age, she being now 2 months old, the said William paying to this county the sum of 1,445 pounds of toba. I'm assuming that's tobacco. Let's see here, page 153. Lord Proprietary Agent Mary Turner, spinster, servant of Robert Hopkins, did commit fornication with a certain called Joe, and did permit the said Negro to have carnal knowledge of her body, the said Mary, and to beget her with child, confessed the fact this November 6, 1716, 31 lashes, served for the said offense according to law, and it appearing that said Mary Turner is very sick, suspended till next court. Page 153-54, the same versus Mary Turner, St. Michael's Parish, with a certain Negro slave named Joe, confessed the fact, 31 lashes, served for the offense. Page 154. ordered that Negro Joe, Slater Robert Hopkins, be forthwith taken to the whipping post and there receive 31 lashes. Confession of committing fornication with Mary Turner. The same agent, Mary Heath, servant to Thomas Price, fornication with a certain Negro slave of him, the said Thomas Price, called Jack, pleads that she is not guilty. Jurors, Mary Heath is guilty. 31 lashes, and serve her the aforesaid offense according to the law. Said Mary sick, suspended to next court. Okay? Let's keep it moving. Judgment record 1717 to 1719. Liber FT number 2, November 12, 1717. Pages 6 and 7. Lord Proper versus Phoenix Negro planter. First day of February 1715. At St. Peter's Parish, did commit the sin of fornication with a certain Marjorie Johnson, servant of Clement Sale, and did beget with child, pleads not guilty. Jury, not guilty. All right. Page 7. Lord Proper versus Marjorie. Marjorie Johnson, servant to Clement Sale, did commit fornication with a certain Negro called Phoenix, confessed the fact, 31 lashes, and to serve for the offense according to law. All right, let's keep it moving. November 4th, 1718. Page 192, Lord Proprietary Agent, against Mary Turner, servant to Eliza Hopkins at St. Michael's Parish, suffer herself to be begot with child, did commit fornication with a certain Negro man, confesses the fact, Joseph, a Negro slave, is the father of her child, a judge to serve for the aforesaid offense according to law, 31 lashes, serve master 2 years for trouble. Page 226, to Eliza Hopkins, keeping her woman's mulatto child to this time, 800 pounds tobacco. August 4th, 1719, page 303. Mary Munt, servant to Richard Cooper for having a bastard child. A certain mulatto Robin belonging to Richard Cooper, aforesaid, is the father of the said child, being now about a month old. November 3rd, 1719, page 383. Honer Munt, a mulatto child born of the body of Mary Munt, servant of Richard Cooper of this county, is by the court assigned to the said Richard Cooper to serve him the full time. Such children are to serve as law in consideration of the said Richard's keeping the child. Page 386 to 87. Lord Proper versus Mary Munt, servant of Richard Cooper, did commit fornicate with a certain mulatto, and there said mulatto called Robert, permit to have carnal knowledge of her body, 30 shillings fine, serve 7 years, serve master 1 year for damages. All right, moving on to the next case. Judgment record 1720, MDHR 9060-1, March 1st to the 5th, 1720. Page 14, Lord Proper versus Elizabeth Phillip, servant to Eliza Stevens. Petticoats, one woman's bonnet out of her mansion house, felonious stole. 20 shillings value, served 1 year after her term. Next we got page 16, Lord Proper versus Jane Ashhurt, spinster servant of William Harrison, commit fornication with a certain Negro man, pleads not guilty. Jury is guilty of fornication, but not with being begot by a Negro, 39 lashes. All right, keep it moving. Judgment record 1722, 1723, Liber PF number 2, November 6 to November 13, 1722. Page 92. To John Cooper, assigned by Richard Cooper for keeping Macy Munt, a mulatto bastard child, 1,000 pounds of tobacco, by Thomas Bozeman for a mulatto boy sold Edward Hargaton, 600 pounds of tobacco. Again, relatives, these are court cases in Talbot County, Maryland, back in the 1600s. Okay. 1723 to 1724, Lieber PF, number 3. November 1723. Page 142, Matry Munt, a mulatto bastard child, is by the court bound to Richard Cooper until she arrives to the age of 31 for 5,000 pounds of tobacco. Thomas Bishop, page 228, Thomas Bishop, an Indian, allowed 1 wolf's head. Page 235, by Richard Cooper, for a mulatto child called Maxie Munt, 1,000 pounds, tobacco, March 3rd, 1723-24. Page 227, John Edmondson, servant for appearance, Ann Mitchell, judgment record 1724, Lieber PF number 4, page 38. Ann Mitchell's recognizance, next court, page 58, recognizance, Edward Needles from Margaret Maiden's appearance. All right, judgment record 1725, 1726, MDHR 9099, 2-12, March 1724-5. Page 64, 65, Lord Proprietary versus Eliza Phillips, servant to Eliza Stevens of St. Peter's Parish. Spencer, servant to Eliza Stevens, did commit fornicate with a certain Negro person, cannot deny, but she is guilty. A certain Negro Will, the slave of Elizabeth Phillips, is the father and begetter of the mulatto bastard aforesaid, served 7 years. Page 68 to 69. Lord Proprietary versus Margaret Madden, late of St. Peter's Parish, spinster, servant of Edward Needles, says she is not guilty. Jury, they'll say, is guilty of the fornication with a Negro. Serve her master, Edward Needles, 6 months and serve 7 years. Page 73 to 74, Lord Proprietary versus Ann Mitchell, servant to John Edmondson of St. Peter's Parish, fornication with a certain Negro, beget on her a bastard mulatto child, cannot deny, but that she is guilty of the fornication, serve her master 6 months for the disgrace of his house, serve 7 years. August 3rd, 1725, page 328. Whereas Mary Mount has been convicted of the indictments for bearing 2 mulatto bastards and adjudged for 14 years, so to Richard Cooper. November 2nd, 1725. Page 425 by Richard Cooper for Mary Munt, or Hunt, being convict of 2 mulatto bastards sold to Cooper for 3,500 pounds of tobacco. By John Edmondson for a mulatto child called Esther, the child of Ann Mitchell, March 1st, 1725-26. Pages 480 to 481. Margaret Madden, servant to Edward Needles of St. Peter's Parish, commit fornication, cannot deny, but that she is guilty. Demanded of the said Margaret, who is the father and begetter of the bastard mulatto child, a certain slave belonging to Aaron Parrott, named Sampson, is the father, served 7 years. Page 485 to 86, Lord Proprietary versus Elizabeth Phillips, servant to Eliza Stevens of St. Peter's Parish, spinster, servant, who is the father of the mulatto bastard whereof she stands, swears that her master's slave named William is the father, served 7 years. All right, let's keep it moving. 1727 to 1728, MDHR 9101. March 1726/7, page 23. Lord Proprietary versus Ann Mitchell of St. Peter's Parish, servant to John Edmondson, did commit fornication with a certain Negro person, beget a mulatto child. Says she is not therefore guilty. Jurors do say that she aforesaid Ann Mitchell is guilty. Serve her master 12 months, serve 7 years. All right. November 1727, first Tuesday. Page 345, Lord Proprietary versus Margaret Madden, spinster servant to Mr. Edward Needles, fornication with a certain Negro person, saith that she cannot deny, serve her master 6 months, serve 7 years. Grace Madden, the daughter of Margaret Madden, begot by a Negro to Edmund Needles to 31. Page 352, Lord Proprietary versus Sarah Jones. St. Peter's Parish did commit fornication with a certain Negro person, cannot deny, became a servant to serve from the 7-day, November 1727, for 7 years. Sales the aforesaid Jones to Thomas Wiles, planter, child of aforesaid, Sarah being 8 weeks old to 31. Okay. March 1727 to 28, page 454, the court sells Ann Mitchell to John Edmondson for 14 years for 1,700 pounds of tobacco. 1728 to 1731, MDHR 9062-1, August 1729, page 126, the court binds Samuel Porter, the mulatto bastard of Sarah Porter, spinster to Thomas Keat, to 31, 300 pounds of tobacco. Lord Proprietary versus Sarah Porter of St. Michael's Parish, spinster servant of Thomas Keat, being a white woman, did commit fornication with a certain Negro person, cannot deny, served 7 years, served master 6 months, June 1730. June 1730. Pages 262 to 63, Lord Proprietary versus Sarah Bland of St. Michael's Parish, spinster servant of Miss Catherine Hammond, did commit fornication with a certain Negro person, saith that she is not therefore guilty, jury, not guilty. November 1730. Page 312, court sells Margaret Madden to Mr. Edward Needles for 28 years, who by her own confession hath been convicted 4 times for fornication with a certain Negro man. The court sells Isaac, the mulatto bastard child of Margaret Madden, to Mr. Edward Needles to 31 years, born May 29, 1730, for 4,000 pounds. March 1730/1. Page 349, Lord Proprietary versus Ann Mitchell, servant to Mr. John Edmondson, did commit fornication with a certain Benjamin Guy, alias Williams, cannot deny, 600 pounds tobacco fine. Lord Proprietary versus Benjamin Guy, alias Williams, did commit fornication with a certain Ann Mitchell of St. Peter's Parish, laborer, cannot deny, 600 pounds tobacco fine. John Edmondson against Benjamin Guy, alias Williams, for that Benjamin is a free man, prayeth your worship release and judgment against said Benjamin. Pay John Edmondson 1,200 pounds tobacco for his damages, but for in as much as the said Benjamin is unable to satisfy the tobacco serve said Edmondson for 12 months. So again, we just read something important here. I know I went through a lot of court cases, but what we just read was Benjamin Guy was a free man. Again, we're finding another free person here. And all he had to do was pay a fine. And since he didn't have the tobacco to pay the fine, he had to go and work for this gentleman for 12 months. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. We're getting to the end of this. June 1731, page 428/9. Lord Proprietary against Ann Hopkins did commit fornication with a certain Negro man. Says she is not thereof guilty. Jury, she is guilty. Served 7 years. Commence after her term of servitude to George Cooley. Court sells Thomas Hopkins, the mulatto bastard child of Ann Hopkins, to George Cooley till 31. All right. Let's see. Judgment record 1731-1733, MDHR 9062-2. First Tuesday against 1731. Page 446, Lord Proprietary versus Elizabeth Williams. Late of St. Michael's Parish, servant to Risden Bozeman. Commit fornication with a certain Negro. Acknowledge. Become a servant for 7 years. Court sells a mulatto male child of Elizabeth Williams to Mr. Risden Bozeman to 31 years. Okay. November 1731, page 463, Lord Proprietary versus Elizabeth Phillips, servant to William Stevens. Fornication, cannot deny, 30 lashes. March 1731/2, page 550, Lord Proprietary versus Anne Ladley, servant of John Lookerman. The first day of October 1731 at St. Michael's Parish, commits fornication with a certain Negro person. Acknowledge, servant for 7 years. March 1732-3, page 631, Lord Proprietary versus Ann Mitchell, fornication with a person to the jurors unknown, 600 pounds fine. Page 633, Lord Proprietary versus Benjamin Guy, laborer servant to Mr. John Edmondson, felony, 20 lashes, June 1733. Page 673, Lord Proprietary versus Margaret Madden, servant of Edward Needles, fornication with a certain Negro person, cannot deny, serve 7 years. See, judgment record 1739-1740, Lieber J.L. number 2, March 1739-40 or /40, page 252, Negro Phoenix, age 70 years, free from levy, ordered that for the future is exempted. Okay, judgment record 1740-1741, Lieber J.L. number 3, March 1740/1, page 259, the court sells Minto, a mulatto bastard child begot on the body of Jane Nuttall, to Isaac Dobson Jr. until she arrives to 31. All right. Page 272, Lord Proprietary versus Jane Nuttall, of St. Peter's Parish, spinster, a certain Negro person, a mulatto bastard child, cannot deny, become a servant for 7 years from the time of her conviction. All right. 1740-1742, Lieber J.L. number 4, November 1741, pages 318-19, Lord Proprietary versus Esther Mitchell, of St. Peter's Parish, spinster, a mulatto woman, May 10, 1749, commit fornication, bastard child, acknowledged, 30 shillings fine. Page 319-320, Lord Proprietary versus Esther Mitchell, St. Peter's Parish, mulatto, May 10, 1740, fornication with a person, acknowledged, 30 shillings fine. Page 327, Lord Proprietary versus Margaret Cardy, first Tuesday of November 1741, presented Margaret Cardy of St. Peter's Parish, otherwise called Margaret Deepup, being a white woman, now the wife of John Cardy, September 10, 1739, being a mulatto man begotten by a Negro upon the body of a white woman, now the wife of John Cardy, and otherwise called Margaret Deepup, says she is not guilty. Let me see, says she is not guilty, jurors is guilty. Become a servant for 7 years. Court sells Margaret Cardy for 7 years to John Jones, a Talbot County tanner. All right, now we got page 328-29, Lord Proprietary versus John Cardy of St. Peter's Parish, a laborer, being a mulatto man begotten by a Negro man upon the body of a white woman, September 10th, 1739, did intermarry with a certain Margaret Deepup. Says he is not guilty. Jury is guilty. Okay. Judgment record 1748, Lieber JL, number 5, June 1742, pages 93-94, Lord Proprietary versus Margaret Madden of St. Peter's Parish, a white woman, January 10, 1740, commit fornication with a Negro person, become a servant for 7 years to commence after she has completely served and ended her time of servitude until Edward Needle. Page 98-99, Lord Proprietary versus Catherine Murphy of St. Peter's Parish, fornication with a Negro, begot a mulatto bastard, puts herself upon the court, not guilty. August 1742, pages 171, the court sells Sarah Nolan, 7 years, to James Wolcott Weaver for £5, 5 shillings. Page 189, Lord Proprietary versus John Cardy of St. Peter's Parish, laborer, May 10, 1738, being a mulatto born to a white woman, did intermarry with Margaret Deepup, being a white woman. Says he is not guilty. Jury is not guilty. All right. November 1742, Lord Proprietary, page 293, Lord Proprietary versus Margaret Dobson, November 1742 in St. Peter's Parish, spinster, December 10th, 1741, commit fornication with a Negro person, mulatto bastard, acknowledge, being a servant for 7 years, served Nicholas Goldsborough, her master, 12 months, child named Diana, born May 6th, May 6th last past, sold to said Goldsborough for £650. All right. Judgment record 1742-1743, Lieber JL, number 6, August 1742, pages 289, Lord Proprietary against Mary Kersey of St. Peter's Parish, spinster, servant of Nicholas Glenn, fornication on April 10th, 1741, did permit unknown person, £1, 10 shillings fine. Page 290, Lord Proprietary against Mary Kersey of St. Peter's Parish, spinster, servant of Nicholas Glenn, fornication on April 10th, 1741, did permit unknown person, £1 shilling fine. I think that's just a repeat of the first thing we read. Page 301, the court here binds a bastard child called Nero Kersey, alias Kersey, son of Mary Kersey, alias Kersey, unto Nicholas Glenn, until 21, born February last past. All right. 1743 to 1744, Lieber JL, number 7, August 1744, page 352, Lord Proprietary versus Violet Barrett, St. Michael's Parish, wife of Darby Barrett, a mulatto slave man, begot a mulatto bastard child, says she is not guilty, jury guilty. Violet Barrett do become a servant for 7 years. Page 353, Lord Proprietary versus mulatto Martha servant, to Joseph Dawson of St. Michael's Parish, cannot deny, £1, 10 shillings. All right. 1744 to 1745, Lieber JL, number 8, November 1744, page 109, Nicholas Glenn versus Mary Kersey, exhibits the following account against his servant Mary Kersey. Absented herself 80 days, and the trouble of ye petitioner's house, and barring 2 bastard children. Mary Kersey, mulatto, 1742 to running away, August 30th, brought then September 6th, 7 days, to running away, March 30th, brought then May, 7 days, 1743 to running away, November 18th to 25, 7 days, 1744 to running away, August 21st to October 11th, 50 days. To running away, October 24th to 29th, 5 days. To pay the sheriff of Queen Anne's County 540 pounds tobacco. Serve 2 years and 11 months, 2 years for damages caused by bastard children. Page 142, Anthony Lancombe versus Adam Cornish Carpenter, £2 7 shillings, March 1744-5. Page 230 to 231, Lord Proprietary versus Grace Madden of St. Peter's Parish, spinster, fornication, saith that she is guilty, 10 lashes. Let's see, we got Lord Proprietary versus Honoria Ward of St. Michael's Parish, did commit adultery with a mulatto person, says she is not therefore guilty, jury guilty, pay fine of £3. Anthony Guy of Talbot County, planter, acknowledges himself £6 that he shall pay £3 charges. Page 238 to 239, Lord Proprietary against Margaret Dobson, late of St. Peter's Parish, a white woman, the servant of Nicholas Goldsboro, did commit fornication with a Negro person. A mulatto bastard child, served 7 years, served master 12 months. Court sells James the mulatto bastard issue of the aforesaid Martha Dobson to Nicholas Goldsboro till 31 years. Okay. June 1745, page 362, William Slow and James Wolcott recognizance for Anne Slow. Page 363, Lord Proprietary versus Anne Slow of St. Peter's Parish, commit adultery with a mulatto person. Anne Slow, the wife of William Slow, say if she is not guilty, jury not guilty. All right, 1745 to 1746, Lieber J.L. number 9. June 1745, page 3, Lord Proprietary versus Mary Kersey, commit fornication, St. Peter's Parish, 15 lashes. Page 134, court binds Jane, a bastard daughter of Mary Kersey, unto Nicholas Glenn until she attains the age of 18, now being 3 months old. November 1745, page 245, Lord Proprietary versus Martha Bond of St. Michael's Parish, spinster, begot then, and there a mulatto bastard child, cannot deny, be a servant 7 years, served master Francis Pickering 12 months. Pages 246 to 47, Lord Proprietary versus Captain Parsons, commit fornication with a certain Indian man named William Asquash, cannot deny, 10 lashes. All right, Judgment Record 1747 to 1748, MDHR 9105, November 1747, Edward Needles versus Grace Madden Jr., damages sustained by her having a bastard child, served 6 months, November 1748. And then we got Phineas Wilson versus Catherine Parsons, had a bastard child, pay her master 520 pounds. All right, relatives, so that was the court records for Talbot County from looks like 1686 to 1748. So just kind of want to show you guys what was going on back then, and that, you know, our people were here then, way before the African slave story. You did get some court cases where they obviously said that the Negro person was free, to where, you know, they just had to pay fines for impregnating these women. A lot of the white women that they did mention were servants, and it also stated that a lot of the Negro men were servants as well. So again, what I was trying to get you to understand, what I was reading is just, you know, just them in these court cases, they, you know, obviously had an issue with the interracial thing. And they, always seem to have court cases when it involves our people, and the description of our people, and what they did and things like that. Okay, so again, with this, the only thing I wanted you to really get out of it, I want you to understand and overstand what I was reading. There's a lot of hijacks and different things in there that you always got to dodge. But hopefully, you got to see some of the gems that were in this as well. So I think that'll do it for this particular video. The next video I'm going to do is going to be on the Charles County Court Records 1689 to 1775, also located in Maryland. All right, relatives, as always, I appreciate everyone for stopping by and watching the video, and I'll see everyone next time. Later. Relatives, one thing I did forget to mention about the video is that the court records that you saw me reading through, a lot of the offenders, that they were talking about, these cases were the same people over and over. So I don't want you to think that's a whole bunch of court cases of all kinds of different people. If you pay attention to the names and all the cases, 9 times out of 10, it was the same people going to court over and over and over. So just wanted to point that out in that part in the video. I forgot to mention that at the end, but that's basically what you're seeing in these in the cases for Talbot County. All right, relatives, take care. Peace.